Hey, I've heard about emergency funds, but do I really need one? Like, surprises won't hit me that hard, right? I could just borrow from family if something comes up.
That's a common thought, especially when things feel steady. But let's think about it. What if your car breaks down on the way to school or work? Suddenly, you're looking at a $500 repair bill, and without cash ready, you might have to skip classes or shifts while scrambling for a loan. Or picture this. You get a bad flu that turns into a hospital visit. Medical bills can pile up fast, even with insurance, leaving you stressed and dipping into credit cards with crazy interest rates.
Okay, that sounds rough, but my family's pretty close. They'd spot me the money. No big deal.
Family help is great when it's there, but what if they're in a tight spot too? Relying on borrowing can strain those relationships over time. Take my cousin. He thought the same until his bike got stolen right before a big exam. No ride, no quick fix. And borrowing from parents led to arguments about responsibility. An emergency fund acts like a personal safety net, keeping you independent and calm. It prevents that cycle of debt from high-interest loans or cards that charge 20% or more just for being late.
Yeah, debt sounds like a trap. So, what kinds of surprises are we talking about that make this fund a must?
Everyday curveballs that hit young people hard. Job loss is a big one. Maybe your part-time gig ends unexpectedly and rent or groceries don't wait. Or home stuff, like your phone dying and needing a replacement to stay connected for school apps or job hunts. These aren't rare. Stats show about 1 in 5 folks faces an unplanned expense over $1,000 each year. Without a fund, stress skyrockets. Sleepless nights, worrying about bills, or worse, putting basics on hold. But with money set aside, you handle it smoothly, like my friend who covered a sudden vet bill for her dog without panicking. It buys peace of mind, letting you focus on solutions, not survival.
Peace of mind. That makes sense. I didn't think about how borrowing could mess with my head like that. So these events push you toward debt if you're not prepared?
Exactly. Imagine you're 18, just starting college, and your laptop fries during finals. No fund means charging it and paying interest for months, eating into your allowance. But an emergency fund stops that. It's cash you can grab without penalties or guilt. It teaches discipline too, showing you can weather storms without outside help. And it's not just about money, it's about feeling in control, especially when life feels unpredictable at your age.
Got it. I can see why ignoring it might bite me later. But if surprises like that happen, how do you figure out enough money to cover them without stressing over the amount?
Great question. Figuring out the right amount keeps it from feeling like a mountain to climb. The rule of thumb is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of your basic living expenses. That means adding up what you spend each month on essentials like rent, food, phone bills, and transport. Say $1,500 if you're living at home but covering your own stuff. Multiply by 3 for a starter buffer, so $4,500 tucked away. It covers those surprises we talked about without leaving you broke.
3 to 6 months? Whoa, that's a lot. I can barely save $20 a week after grabbing snacks and bus fare. How am I supposed to hit that without going broke myself?
I hear you. It sounds huge at first, especially when you're juggling school or a starter job. But you don't have to do it overnight. Think of it like planting a tree. Start small, maybe $500 as your first goal. Enough for a quick fix like that car repair. My roommate back in college did this. He was broke from pizza nights, but he automated $25 a week from his paycheck into a separate account. In a year, he had $1,300. And when his wisdom teeth drama hit with an $800 bill, he just paid it and moved on. No begging parents, no stress eating ramen for weeks.
Automate? Like set it and forget it? That could work if it's not too painful. But what counts as basic expenses exactly? Do I include fun stuff like movies?
Nope. Keep it to the must-haves only. What keeps your life running without extras. Track a month's spending. Food, groceries, not dining out. Housing. your share of rent or dorm fees, utilities, gas or transit, minimum debt payments, and insurance. Skip the coffee runs or game downloads. Those are what you trim to build faster. Tools like a simple app on your phone can list it out in minutes. Once you know your number, let's say $1,200 a month, target 3 months first, $3,600 total. If your job's shaky, go for 6 to feel extra safe. And remember, this isn't hoarding, it's your shield.
Okay, tracking makes it less scary. I guess starting with 1 month would feel like a win, then layering on. But if I'm building gradually, won't it take forever to feel secure?
It might seem slow, but consistency turns it into momentum. Picture my little sister. She's 16, works weekends at a cafe. She started with $10 a shift saved, cutting 1 soda a day. 6 months in, she hit her 3-month goal and slept better, knowing a bike tire pop wouldn't derail her. The key is progress over perfection. Even $1,000 covers 70% of common emergencies, like that $400 ER copay. As your income grows, maybe from a better gig, you bump it up. Experts say most people reach the full amount in 1 to 2 years if they chip away steadily. It builds confidence too, like leveling up in a game.
Leveling up. Yeah, I like that. So, no rush, just steady saves. I think I could swing $50 a month to start. But once I've got this amount, where do I even put it so it's safe, but I can grab it fast if needed?
Smart thinking. Safety and speed are key, or else that fund might vanish when you need it most. Forget stuffing cash under your mattress. That's risky with theft or forgetting where you hid it, and it earns zero growth. Banks used to charge fees that nibbled away, but now most don't if you keep a low balance or go online only. The best spot is a high-yield savings account. Think of it like a cozy parking lot for your money, separate from your checking, where temptations lurk.
High yield. Sounds fancy. But isn't a regular savings fine? And what's the deal with fees anyway? I've heard they can wipe out what little I save.
Regular savings works okay, but high-yield ones pay way better interest, like 4 to 5% a year right now versus maybe 0.01% in a basic account. That means your $1,000 could earn $40 to $50 just sitting there, compounding like a snowball rolling downhill. Fees? They're rare these days for young savers. Pick an online bank like Ally or Capital One. No monthly charges if you don't write checks from it. My buddy in his 20s switched from his old bank's stingy rate. After a year, the extra interest covered his streaming subscriptions. It's all about easy access too. You transfer to your checking in a day or two, no locks like CDs.
Okay, earning money on my emergency cash, that's a bonus I didn't expect. But cash at home feels simple, no apps or logins to mess with.
I get the appeal of tangible bills in a drawer, especially if tech feels iffy. But picture this. A fire alarm goes off or someone breaks in. Poof, your fund's gone. And replacing it means starting over. Banks protect against that. FDIC insurance covers up to $250,000 per account if the bank flops, which is rarer than a snowball in summer. No insurance on your sock drawer. Plus, digital tracking keeps you motivated. Apps show your balance growing, like a fitness tracker for your wallet. When my sister had her purse stolen with $200 cash inside, she was gutted. Her savings account stayed safe, untouched.
Yeah, losing it all to bad luck would suck. FDIC, that's like government backup, right? So no worries there. But how do I pick one without getting scammed or buried in fine print?
Exactly. FDIC means your money's backed by the feds. Super reliable. Start with your current bank if they offer a high yield option, or shop online for ones with no minimums for teens. Read reviews on sites like NerdWallet. Look for easy transfers and mobile apps. Avoid anything promising sky-high returns without FDIC. That's a red flag for scams. Set it up in 10 minutes. Link your checking, name it emergency buffer, and you're good. Interest adds up quietly, turning your safety net into a slight booster. Thousands of young folks use these without a hitch, dodging the drama of lost cash or forgotten jars.
Makes sense, better than my sock drawer idea. I like how it grows a bit too. So with the right account picked, what's the easiest way to get the saving going without it feeling like a chore every time?
Absolutely. Setting it up right turns saving into a habit, not a hassle. The easiest way is automation. It's like putting your money on autopilot so you don't have to think about it every payday. Log into your bank's app, set a recurring transfer from checking to that high-yield savings, say $25 or $50, right after your deposit hits. Out of sight, out of mind. And suddenly you're building without the daily battle of should I or shouldn't I?
Autopilot sounds chill, but after rent, gas, and eating out with friends, there's zero left. How do I squeeze out even that much without feeling pinched?
I know that tight squeeze all too well. Bills first, then fun, and savings? What's that? Start by auditing your spending for a week. Jot down every dollar on coffee, apps, or impulse snacks. My nephew, just 17 and working retail, did this and found he blew $40 a week on energy drinks. He swapped to water and saved $30 easy, funneling it straight to his fund. Cut small like that, no big sacrifices, and it adds up. Track progress with a free app like Mint. Seeing the balance climb from $100 to $200 feels like winning a mini game, keeping you motivated without overwhelm.
Tracking an audit? Okay, not as bad as I thought. But what if I slip and spend the transfer money by accident?
Slips happen, but automation helps dodge that. Transfer it the second your check clears, before you even see it in checking. If you need wiggle room, start tiny, like $10 a week, and celebrate hitting $100 with a non-money reward, like a park walk. Think of my college buddy. He felt swamped with textbooks and loans, but he cut streaming extras and automated $20 bi-weekly. In months, he had $500 for a surprise phone fix, and it snowballed his confidence. The overwhelm fades when you break it into steps. Audit, automate, adjust. One habit at a time. No one's perfect, but steady wins.
Snowball. Yeah, like it rolls bigger. I could try ditching one subscription. So once it's rolling, how do I keep tabs without it turning into a full-time job?
Keep it simple. Set a monthly check-in, like over breakfast on the 1st. Log into the app, see the growth, and tweak if needed. Maybe bump the transfer as paychecks grow. Tools make it fun. Some apps gamify it with badges for milestones. My sister automated hers from her barista tips, tracked via a jar of notes at first, then apps. When she hit $1,000, she treated herself to a used book, not fancy stuff. Progress tracking shows you're in control, turning no extra cash into look what I built. It's empowering, especially when life's pulling you every way.
Empowering. I like that. Makes it feel doable. But say I get that fund going strong. What happens if my job changes or something big shifts and the plan doesn't fit anymore?
Life does throw curveballs, and that's why treating your emergency fund like a living thing, not a one-and-done pile, keeps it useful. You review it yearly or whenever big changes hit, like a new job with steadier pay or moving out on your own. If your income jumps from $1,000 to $2,000 a month, bump your target expenses up and add to the fund so it still covers 3 to 6 months. It's like adjusting your backpack for a longer hike. What worked at 16 might not at 22 when rent doubles or you add a car payment.
Review yearly, so it's not just set it and forget forever. But if I tweak it all the time, won't that mess up the whole saving groove I built?
Not at all. Think of it as fine-tuning a bike as you grow taller, not rebuilding from scratch every ride. Once a year, sit down with your expense list. Has food costs risen with inflation, or did you pick up a roommate to split bills? For family changes, like if you start supporting a sibling or get married, factor in those extras. My friend in her early 20s did this after landing a full-time gig. She reviewed, saw her basics hit $2,000 monthly now, and added $3,000 more to her fund over 6 months. No overwhelm, just steady transfers scaled up. It keeps the peace of mind fresh, preventing underprepared surprises down the road.
Scaling up with income. That sounds smart, not chaotic. Like, if I get a raise, I don't spend it all on new gear right away.
Exactly. It's a smart redirect. And for dips, like if a job ends, you might dip into the fund temporarily, but rebuild quick. The objection that it's set forever misses how life evolves. Your 18-year-old self saving for dorm fees isn't the same as 25 with a lease and groceries for 2. Experts recommend that annual check. Compare current expenses to your fund. Adjust the goal and celebrate if you're ahead. When my cousin had a kid unexpectedly, he reviewed and doubled his target. It turned potential panic into, we got this. Tools like budgeting apps send reminders, making it a quick 15-minute task, not a chore.
Okay, I see it now. Life changes mean the fund changes too, to stay protective. No wonder people say it's ongoing.
You've nailed it. Starting small, automating, picking the right spot, building habits, and now adapting as you go, that's the full picture of an emergency fund that grows with you. It's not rigid. It's your flexible ally against the unknowns. With this setup, you're set to handle whatever comes, feeling that control we talked about from the start.